Hey everybody, just waiting for some people to get in here so we can go over a few things. We're going to have 8 topics that we're going to go over this evening. Hopefully there's no negativity. I'll try to answer questions the best that I can. I know a lot of people's curious about a lot of stuff, and we'll touch base a lot of mostly bullet topics. So we're going to start off with one. So today was a really good day. We had some people to come down and help Betty clean the house, and they had ample supplies to do so, which I think was really nice of people. It's really nice of the people that come down there, because that really shows you that there are people that care. There were about 8 people down there, but I got a message from probably 300, 400 people saying that they was interested in coming down. I understand that some people can't come down there and you live far away, but you know, just knowing that you'll take the time out of your day to send one message to say, listen, I know I'm 16 hours away, but I'd love to be there too. That really means a lot. So the cleanup down at Betty's, it went good. The house is starting to look really good inside. You know, as I've said, there's been a lot of help down there today. I believe people are coming down there tomorrow also to help with this. There's things that Betty needs though. I'm not asking for donations. This is not a donation place. This is me telling people what Betty needs. And if you feel like that's something that you'd be interested in helping with, that's on you. So from what I heard from the ladies that was down there today, Betty needs a couch. They need paint. I think they said that Betty needs a refrigerator and a stove, and that's what I know of so far. Something else that I wanted to touch base on, and whenever I found this out, I was furious, and I still am furious. So everybody knows about BJ, and at some point this morning, she had made a post that she would like people to send money to her Cash App. Don't do that. I mean, that's just, don't do that. That's why I'm addressing this, because BJ put in there that she was trying to help get Betty a lawyer. I can promise you, if you send money to BJ, it's not going for a lawyer. Second topic. As far as like the building that's on Betty's land that's right there next to her porch, that was not donated. That was me going to Beckley, and I purchased that to put on her property because I wanted her to have a clean bathroom. We realize that the sewer is an issue right now, but the thing about it is there can be a septic system put on that property, and it can be in a above ground septic system. I think that's feasible. Betty has not been contacted by the state, just to let everybody know. The state hasn't contacted her. They've not. It's been nothing. So that's an issue too. I also wanted to, you know, help people understand that there is a platform out there that's saying that Betty's nephew, Jason, that he owns my house. So let's address that. At one point in time, Jason did live in that house, and that was way before I bought it. That house is in my name. The proof is out there. Everybody can see it. You will see it. And I don't know if people realize this or not. A lot of people don't realize this just because they don't want to pay attention. But it usually takes 2 years for somebody's name to come off of a deed. It takes time for that to happen. So whoever's spreading the rumor around that Jason Whittaker owns my house, that's false. Whoever's going around spreading the rumor that the Whittakers live 3 miles from me, I done a short video of it this morning, and I'm thinking that it took me from the time that I left my house to the Whittakers' house, it took me 52 seconds. So if that was, you know, 52 seconds, this truck's awful fast, you know, to be making it down there within 3 miles. I'm trying to get to everybody's questions. I know a lot of people have questions, and I try to get to everybody's questions. I have an immense amount of people that send me messages every day. These messages are like 15,000 a day. I can't get to everybody, in which that, you know, that brings something else up too. Fake profiles. As I said in the last live, I have one profile. That's mine, and I get monetized from that profile. The Whittakers get 1/3 of that profile. The monetization has not come in yet on that profile for this month. Anybody can get out and make a fake profile. So, I mean, you can take a picture of me right now, and you can screenshot this conversation. You can put my face in there, you can have a picture, and you can make a profile that's not even mine. I've tried to explain to people from the start that anybody that knows me that sends me a message in Messenger, they usually know what my response is, because pretty much I can say that out of that many people that send me a message, I do the best I can to respond to everybody, because I don't want people to think that I'm just some guy out here that's snotty and better than everybody else, and that I don't talk to people. I try to talk to anybody. If you send me a message, I try to talk to you. If you send me a message that's not nice and it's just has nothing to do with the situation, I'm not going to answer you. I don't have time for that. I mean, there's many things that we could talk about here, and some of the things are pertinent for the situation, and I don't care to talk about them. But I'm not going to fall for someone getting on here and talking nasty or speaking nasty about me just so you can get me hyped up. Like, I used to have a temper, but that's kind of gone away. There's no need for that, and I won't placate with that. So Betty has not been able to see her family. This all happened September the 8th, I think, September the 6th or 8th, that they come and they picked everybody up. And I think it's very unfair to Betty that she has been there that long, and something like this happens. Everybody knows about the Whittakers and where they're at. And everybody knows that the Whittakers have always had, they've always been left alone, and nobody's ever bothered them. This whole thing come about was because I wanted to see different. I thought I could turn them into movie stars. Didn't care about nothing else. It's hard for me to talk about stuff like this because I'm emotional about it, because what I seen that we were doing good, somebody else come in here and just demolished it. And they didn't care about Timmy, Lorraine, Ray, didn't care about Betty. They just come in here and obliterated this. Now, it's a mess. I mean, it's almost like a nightmare, and it's hard to comprehend, and it's difficult, especially whenever the heart has been put into it, as I did. I put heart into it, just fun stuff. We're gonna go with this. So I'm not getting on here and I'm not gonna bash anybody, but I'm gonna tell you facts. So everybody thinks that the Australian Shepherd that I have wasn't paid for. He is very much so paid for. There's proof of it. You will be shown that proof. A lot of people have mentioned a dog I used to have. His name was Silas. And Silas was stolen back from me, from the person that I got Silas off of. And the person also tried to say that Silas wasn't paid for. He was. I have the receipts. And I have somebody that has those receipts. And they will also be shown to the public. I have nothing to hide. Nothing. People were asking about Larry and BJ. I've seen BJ down there one time. Larry has been down there. Larry has been down there helping Betty. He's been right there helping Betty as hard as he can go. I'm not going to sit and bash him. I know at one time he come to my house and stole gas, but I know that wasn't Larry, because Larry's just, what kind of person that's pushing 70 or in their 70s are going to come up to somebody's house at 3 o'clock in the morning and just decide, well, I'm going to steal his gas tonight? Well, think about that and think of who's behind that and who would say something in order to put somebody in a situation that they would go do something like that. Some of the comments in here are getting out of line, and I know that you have a right to say whatever you want. You can have your opinion, and that's fine, but you cross that line whenever your opinion becomes, you don't have to be nasty. This doesn't have to be nasty. Everybody can get the answers that they want, but it will be done in a civil manner. That's it. If you come on here and you want to talk nasty, just as I seen a comment on here a few minutes ago, somebody calling me a pedo, whatever. You know what? I know facts. I know my history. I know what I've done, what I haven't done. And there's not a person that's on here right now that can ever tell me that you ain't never done something wrong. But I'll tell you something about me. I care about kids that are disabled. That is my thing. That is something that I'm passionate about, because I know that those kind of kids are always looked at different than any of the rest. And I know this stuff that I'm telling you because I've been around somebody with Down syndrome and cerebral palsy and celiac disease and blood sugar problems. I've been around it. I was around it for 13 years. I know what it's all about. And as far as speaking on that, I'm gonna leave that there. I mean, the general public here and everybody else seems to think that they have a Webster's dictionary of my crimes. So, I mean, whatever. A speeding ticket, you're not gonna like me because of a speeding ticket. That's fine. It doesn't bother me. Yeah, I went to jail 10 years ago, but it was just overnight. A gun charge, which was not even my gun charge. So we'll just go by that. That doesn't need to be spoken of anymore. I have nothing to prove to anybody. But yeah, some of the comments are nasty in here, and I know that there's people out there that really care, and then I know that there's people out there that they don't have nothing else better to do, that they're miserable with their life, so they want to pull you in with it. Even though I'm where I'm at right now, emotionally and just the whole thing, this is going to work out. I promise you it's going to work out. I've offered to give Betty Whittaker my house. Offered to give it to her. How many people out there has ever said, you can have my house because I want your family together and I want things to be better for you? It's hard, people. It's hard whenever you're on the outside looking in. And I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing because what I'm doing is the right thing. And as I've said many a times, one time in particular, this is about a week ago, my mom, she told me, she said, JP, she said, if you've done nothing wrong and God knows where your heart's at, it don't matter what everybody else says. So any of you guys on here that are trashing me, it doesn't matter what you think. I could care less. So the biggest point that I want to try to make here this evening, this is not about me. This is not about you. This ain't about anybody else. This is about Betty. It's about Timmy. It's about Ray. It's about Lorraine. I need help from anybody that cares. We have to do something to get them back together. There's no reason why, if they have something clean to live in and have the space and the bedding, the rooms, and a caretaker, there is no reason why this state has a reason to keep them. So if you want to help, jump on board. And if you don't want to help, you got to go. And I have some things I have to take care of this evening that's personal, that I've kind of like let go by the wayside. And I appreciate everybody that comes on here and you want to speak nicely. You know, I really do. It shows good character. And hopefully we'll do a live in a day or two, you know, something else different. And, you know, we'll figure out like where we're at on Betty's house and all that kind of stuff. The inside of the house looks good. I mean, it's, you know, it's there. There's just like little things that needs to be done. So if everybody would, you know, I'm a person that believes in God, but if there's anybody out there and you believe in God, and I know there's as many as followers, that I know many people care. And I know many people believe in God. So not for me, but I ask the people out there that really care and you have love in your heart,